Jeremiah, take me way back. When you started to love ball back when you were little, what was that like? What got you into this game?
My pops got me into this game. You know, I played basketball just because I liked it here and there, but I probably say when I really started loving basketball was my freshman summer because I finally, like, that's when I knew that, that's when I knew I could really, like, do something with basketball and actually take it further enough to where I can make a living off of it for real. So that's when the love started really getting there. And then also just seeing myself get better. Like, at a young age, I was good, but I wasn't just, like, I didn't feel like I could really do something with it. So when I got to high school and I finally felt that, okay, I can really be different, I can really be great at this game, that's when the love really came for it.
And you've told me your pops really pushed you back then.
Nah, yeah, it wasn't, I almost didn't have a choice, but it was more like my pops knew, like, my pops always told me, like, either you're gonna have to work hard at something, either you're gonna have to have a job and work that every day, which you're probably not gonna like, or you can work hard at basketball and maybe not like it as much right now, but you'll love it as you get older.
And you certainly do love it. Tell me about high school as you rose up and some of the looks you were getting and being a high recruit.
Yeah, so like my freshman year, you know, I had a real good season. I was averaging like, my bad, I got a cough, but
Oh man.
nah, my freshman year, that's when I kind of started really doing good. I was averaging like 16 as a freshman, you know, on varsity and stuff like that. Starting was one of the main key players on my team. And then our freshman summer is kind of when I started going through the roof with it. Like my freshman summer, I played with Bradley Bill, and I started becoming a real big name. Like as beginning of my sophomore year, I was ranked top 16 in the country. I started getting looks from Kentucky, Kansas, OU, OSU, Gonzaga, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Oregon. So almost every Power 5 in the country that I wanted to play at. So at that moment, I was like at a real high in basketball, a real high in life, you know, just seeing the work that I've been putting in, like finally pay off and feeling like, okay, like if these schools believe in me, then I really got a chance not to just go D1 and play Power 5, but just play basketball further than just high school that my family, a lot of people in my family didn't really get to do, was just play basketball in college, let alone have a chance of going to the NBA.
And then there was
Time you out, just really quick. Mm-hmm. As you go, it just slightly moves. I'm just going to reset there. You're going to go.
Okay.
and then a freak accident happened in high school. Tell me about that in the aftermath.
Yeah, so my sophomore year, you know, after a game, we had played Choctaw. I had a real big game. I think I had like 34 or 32 or something like that. And then my friends also had a game that night, and some of them didn't do as good. So we wanted to go play at a basketball park, you know, get some extra work in, just get our mind off the game we had and just go play. And as we was doing that, you know, some ruckus was like down the street, or I don't know how far it was, but it was like probably a couple houses down. It was like a little commotion, and then shots ended up going off, and then I ended up getting hit a few times.
Tell me about what that did to you, and then the recovery and how you worked back from it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, you know, I was, you know, like when I first got hit, I kind of knew like, yeah, it's something serious, because I ended up falling to the ground. I couldn't feel my body. Like, felt a big shock go through to where I couldn't move. So in my head, I'm like, it might just be I'm in shock or something. But in the back of my head, I kind of knew it was like I might be paralyzed because I can't move at all. And, you know, as I went to the doctor and stuff like that, I could kind of tell just by how serious, like, the doctors and stuff was moving, saying I need surgery, like, ASAP and stuff like that. I kind of started knowing it was kind of serious. And then the next day, as I woke up, when I asked them, like, why can't I, like, feel my body? Why can't I move around and stuff like that? And they was telling me, like, at the moment, I'm paralyzed and stuff like that. They don't know how long I'm going to be paralyzed. They knew it wasn't, like, permanent, but they was like, we don't know how long it could be for you just because of the place you got hit and how close I got hit by my spine. So, but they was just saying, like, you know, it would be maybe at the least 4 to 5 years before I'm able to walk and stuff again. So just hearing that, you know, it kind of crushed me, knowing that, like, that at the 10, 15 years that I was putting work in to finally get to where I was in that point, it took one night for it to all almost go away, and to where I couldn't maybe not even be able to play basketball again, or maybe not even be normal again. So just hearing that, and then just hearing, like, just the not being able to walk part, basketball, I probably shouldn't even be thinking about that right now. All that was tough to hear and stuff like that, but, you know, I have a good support system. So they told me, like, only you know what you can do. So even though they saying this, like, still attack every day, attack rehab, and then just see what the results do at that point.
How long did rehab take? What did you have to do to get through it?
Rehab was a long time. Ultimately, I'll probably say it was my full rehab probably took about, I'll probably say almost 2 years, but I was able to, like the doctors told me it was a miracle. Like in a few, like I probably say 4 or 5 months, I was able to walk, move around. I actually dunked the ball before I could jog and run again. I don't know how, but I was able to jump a little bit better than I could move. So, you know, just seeing that kind of gave me a big confidence, knowing that, like, all right, if I'm already doing this in 4 or 5 months, I know I will be back playing within, and my mind was like 6 to 8. So, but then I had another surgery that kind of like made me have to learn how to walk all over again. And then after that second surgery, when I knew, like, all right, now at this point it's just getting healthy, like attacking rehab every day, and then just at that point just really just praying, like I said, attacking rehab and just day by day trying to get 1% better.
Tell me what it was like and where you were at when you went back out on the court in a competitive game again.
I actually started playing. I actually started playing the next season. Like it happened my sophomore year. I was able to get back on the court my junior year for school ball. I had to miss AAU and stuff, but I was able to get back on the court my junior year. I still wasn't 100% healthy, but I knew like I was good enough to still go out there and produce and at that moment like I wasn't thinking college and NBA. I just wanted to like get back on the court again and just feel me dribbling the basketball, feel me playing with my team, playing with refs, playing with just wanted to be normal again and play the game that I loved and still do love at the moment. So it was tough because I still wasn't, like I said, I wasn't 100%. I was going through a lot of pain and stuff every game, every practice, but like I just knew it wasn't nothing that was going to stop me from playing basketball for sure.
When did you start to realize that your dream of playing college basketball could happen, and how did your choice go from after high school?
Definitely my senior year when I was at OTE and stuff like that. You know, when I went to OTE and I seen like, all right, I'm better. Like I'm not physically hurting as bad or physically like leaning towards one way of my body and stuff like that. And I was going against some of the top people in the country and still holding my own, averaging over 20. You know, just doing whatever I wanted on the court, and also schools start putting back their interest in me, like Florida, OU, OSU, other big-time schools, Texas A&M, SMU, and stuff like that. That's when I knew, like, okay, like even though just a few months ago I felt like I wouldn't probably even play D1 basketball again, and now I'm back recruited by some of the best schools in the country.
You were recruited by Florida, and your current head coach, John Andershek. Talk about that relationship, going to Green Bay, and then how you got back into Coach John Andershek's orbit.
Yeah, so my senior year after overtime. Yeah, so my senior year after overtime, you know, Coach John had hit my dad up, hit me up, saying like how interested they was in me coming to Florida and stuff like that, and then just how much belief he had in me, and knowing that even though what I had went through, he still knew I would be a high-level player and stuff like that. And then at the time, like, I wanted to go to Florida, but I was kind of nervous, like, you know, coming from what I just had came from, and I knew how big of a program Florida was. When I took my visit, how serious they was and how hard they do things, I kind of second-guessed, like, would I be able to keep up with all that stuff, knowing that, like, what I just came off of, am I physically ready for that? Am I mentally ready for that? So that's when was like, I don't know, I'm not saying Green Bay and the Horizon League wasn't as hard, but realistically it's not as hard as going to Florida and stuff like that. So I wanted to go somewhere like that and see how I would do first and kind of just work my way back up and not try to rush it or something like that. So when I did that, I did good. I know I had a real good season at Green Bay and stuff like that personally. And then my sophomore year, which is now, when Coach John got I told Coach John really right as soon as they won it, like wherever he go, that's where I'm going. Like, if you stay in Florida, that's where I'm going. If you come to Campbell, which he said he was going to do, then I'm going to come to Campbell too. Because even coming out of Green Bay, I had a lot of Power 5 schools wanted me, a lot of other big-time schools wanted me, but I already knew, like, wherever Coach John go, that's where I'm going.
Why was it so important for you to get where he is?
Just because, like, the belief he had in me, and then like a lot of coaches, like, want you for basketball, and mainly that's it. But wasn't a lot of coaches that believed in me after the shooting and stuff like that. So just that Coach John believed in me after the shooting, and then even knowing like that playing for a coach that actually wants you to be as good as you can, no matter what you either went through or what you're going through. I already knew like that's something that you don't really get out of most coaches like that genuinely want to see you do good and genuinely want you to do better than just playing basketball, want you to be a better man, want you to be a better teammate, and just want you to ultimately like be a winner. And that's what I wanted to be, so that's what I knew, because he won at the biggest level. He won March Madness, which is every kid, coach's dream. So just by him doing that, I was like, there's nobody else that I want to play for right now.
You have been such a huge part of this team. You are getting yourself to be one of the best players in this league. Are there any effects on the court or off the court of that shooting?
Of course, I still have my moments and stuff like that. Like, just some days my body isn't really, cooperating with me at the moment, or sometimes my nerves and stuff like that aren't cooperating and stuff like that. But, that's just something that, like, I'm going to have for the rest of my life. But like I said before, like, nothing going to stop me from playing basketball. Like, nothing won't ever be as hard as what I went through then. So the stuff I have now and the stuff I go through on a day-to-day basis, it's not going to stop me, not going to hinder me. Like, you're not going to ever know, because, like I said, like, once I signed for Campbell, I knew, like, I was going to do whatever I needed to do for this team to be as good as possible.
Finally, how happy are you with this team and your success and the team's success so far?
I'm extremely happy, just, one, being a part of a winning team, just being a part of the team that's just going to do what we got to do to win from every standpoint, from the coaching staff, from the managers, from the players, from everybody, even the people that's coming to the games, just the support we give, just everybody, just being a part of such a positive and winning program. That's the main thing for me, just wanting to be around winning. And also just my teammates, like all my teammates, I feel like I've been knowing them for years, and not just this year. I feel like I've been knowing them my whole college career and even high school maybe. Like, just being around such a group of guys that want to win as bad as I do, and that's willing to sacrifice even themselves for the betterment of the team and stuff like that is second to none. And also being around a coaching staff that's wants to win as much as the players do. Like, some coaching staffs I wouldn't call it hard-headed, but some coaching staffs want it their way or the highway. Like, our coaching staff isn't like that. They'll ask the players, like, what do we need to do to make you guys' body feel better? What do we need to do to make you guys come into games better? Do we need to shorten practices? Do we need to make practices more intense? Do we need to compete more? Do we need to talk less? Like, that's something that most coaches won't do. They already have their way and be like, this is how I'm going to do it. Y'all just got to figure it out. So just being a part of a program like this, to where we're all about winning and we'll do anything for that, that's something, like I said, second to none.
There's no struggle that's the same between two people, but obviously it seems to me, over working with this team for a little while, that you guys have got a group of fighters, and I don't just mean on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've talked about Coach Hill. We've done some interviews with him.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that's the same, but both of you spent extended times in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you have had to deal with a life-changing health event.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other people on the team who've had their own struggles. Do you think that there's a thread with something like a group of fighters on this team? Do you find that resilience? Did you find like a kindred spirit in Coach Hill, know that he's kind of gone through, not the same, but kind of a similar health event? Do you feel like this team is made up of fighters that have kind of come from, different stories and different backgrounds, but are maybe kind of all fighting a very similar battle?
No, yeah, for sure. I feel like that's like that with almost anybody in the world. Like, everybody got their own struggles and fights that they go through and stuff like that. I just feel like we got a different type of group with us. Like, none of us is going to quit. None of us is going to, it's hard to explain it, because what Coach Hill going through, that's something like I said, it's different than what I had to go through, and that's like something hard. Like, I'm just now having a kid. He got kids, and he would rather be here with us, making sure that we're getting better, making sure that we doing what we're supposed to do. And like he said, he made a promise us that he was going to do all he can to help us win. And with him going through what he's doing that and still sticking to that promise, it almost makes it to where, like, it's nothing that we're going through right now that is worse than what Coach Hill is going through. So it's like, all right, if we don't feel like it today, Coach Hill probably don't feel like it every day, but he's still going to go get his treatments, flying here and here to get his treatments, and he's still coming every day with a positive attitude. Coach Hill hasn't had a day where it's like, oh yeah, Coach Hill not into it today, and he still. It's so, I just got so much respect for Coach Hill just by the energy he brings every day, especially with me knowing how, because me and him both had a similar thing. Like even me, I had a colostomy bag at one point. I had to get my intestines and stuff like stitched up. So I know how bad that pain is for him to be here every day, fighting with us, knowing that he going through his own battle and stuff like that. I can't do nothing but respect him. And even people like Daniel going through his own thing too. He going through his stuff like that. You know, he had blood clots and stuff like that. And for him to still come to games when he can and still check up on us, still text us good game, and just shows how much he cares about this team. Enoch just went through a concussion, broke his face, broke his nose, and he's still coming to games when he can. He's still coming to practices when he can. He's still texting us, telling us good games, showing how much he cares. Same thing with Chris. Chris got a concussion. He's still in the dorm with us, and Chris lives a couple hours away. He can go home, but he's still at practice with us. He's still at games, just giving his support. Just being around a group of guys like that where everybody is going through their own thing and then still putting each other first instead of putting theyself first, just shows how committed we are and just what we stand by with each other and just how much we want to win and see each other win.